It is your fault and nobody else's why you don't have a sexy, fun, charismatic, intelligent, sweet girlfriend because you, sir, have ignored all of the available information on the internet that could have gotten you one if you just followed it. For example, everybody has heard of this Passport Bros movement by now. Now, in case you've been living under a rock and you haven't heard by now that hordes of Western men are leaving the US to find more traditional, feminine, cooperative, sexy women overseas. Heads up, they are. Okay, newsflash, right? So American, Canadian, Australian women, they're a headache to deal with, right? It's no secret, but trust me, if you are striking out with the women in your home country, there are plenty of gorgeous, easy to obtain, traditional, feminine, cooperative women overseas just waiting for you to get your passport, get on a plane, and go meet them. Second thing, again, unless you've been living in a cave under a rock, you should have heard of this thing called the so-called pickup artists. Now, for those of you who don't know what it is to be a pickup artist, once upon a time, there was a book called The Game by a guy named Neil Strauss, where he talked about another guy named Mystery. This eventually spawned into a VH1 show and countless other people taking to YouTube, teaching this kind of stuff, becoming so-called pickup artists, teaching seduction with women, etc. And I get it. A lot of these guys are super cringe, but there are some really good ones out there. And if you're too judgmental to get past these certain, admittedly, right, very cringy aspects of some of it, but if you can't get past that to get the value out of it, then, it's your fault. So given the information that's already available online about where you can go find beautiful women overseas and this, pickup artist stuff so you can learn about female psychology, increase your confidence around them, etc., it's already your fault that you don't have a girlfriend. However, it's about to be even more your fault that you don't have a girlfriend by the end of this video, because I'm going to give you a quick, concise action plan on how to get one. So if you don't want a sexy, feminine girlfriend, you're either gay, not that there's anything wrong with that, or your precious little ego. Oh, the poor little ego, the little ego. It's already making excuses, right? But for those of you who are serious about getting an amazing, beautiful, sexy girlfriend, horny, whatever, in 2024, listen up. So step one, like we talked about earlier, you have to learn about female psychology. You have to learn game, right? And you do this by doing cold approach pickup. So I've talked about this in previous videos, so I'll keep it really, really short. But the main idea here is you got to do two things. One, you got to find a good resource for learning this stuff, a good teacher. I personally recommend the old school content by my buddy Owen Cook, aka RSD Tyler, and another good friend of mine, Austin Summers. His newer stuff, he's got a course that just came out. I think it's called Game Transformations or something. But both these guys are really solid teachers. You learn everything you know about picking up women from these guys. And two, once you learn this material, you got to go out and practice. You got to go to real life situations, bars, nightclubs, grocery stores, streets, right? I don't think for actually hooking up with women, cold approach is the most efficient way, but it does build your social skills so that when you meet women on social media, which is much better, which we'll talk about later in this video, you aren't awkward when you actually show up on the date. You know how to keep strong eye contact. You know how to use your voice in a confident way. You're not like, nice to meet you, but you're like, hey, nice to meet you, right? So that's step one. Step two is get your passport. Now, I'll keep this one even shorter. Just basically pick a country where you'll know the women will be appreciative of you and you like the women there. For example, if I was a black guy who liked white blonde girls, I would be in Finland in a heartbeat. If I was an Asian guy who liked Latinas, I'd go to Brazil. The goal is, like I said, go where you're appreciated. And bonus, guys, avoid the big cities. Go where no gringo has gone before, so to speak, right? Go to the smaller cities because small town girls have much less exposure to high value men. Therefore, they're a lot easier to obtain because their standards are a lot more realistic, contrary to American women, right? And generally, they also have much better values, the more traditional, etc. They treat their men better, which makes them better material for a girlfriend, for a long-term relationship, right? That was step two. Step three, learn to harness the amazing power of social media to meet women. So that's what my entire channel is all about. You can go back and watch my old videos. On the screen right now, I'm going to post some photos of my client, Steven. Now, in Steven's original photos that I'm showing right now, you'd probably take one look at them and say, okay, there's no way this guy is a major player. There's no way this guy's a ladies' man, etc. But now, as I put his new photos and I scroll through his new photos on the screen right now, you're probably getting a very different perception of Steven. Notice in these new photos how he's always extremely well dressed, he's always in luxurious venues, he's always doing some high value activity like giving a speech to a room full of people, etc., eating dinner with a group of people, etc. And just generally, he's always doing cool shit with a fun group of young, sexy people. So when you market yourself this way on social media as a quote unquote high status guy, you become absolutely magnetic to women. So after I helped Steven, I coached Steven on how to get these photos. He went out and got the photos. His previous photos, unsurprisingly, got him 0 results. The new photos unlocked a floodgate of never-ending stream of women on Instagram. That's right, I said Instagram, not fucking dating apps, okay? Instagram is much better. It's easier, and you get higher quality women on Instagram than you do on dating apps. Put a free masterclass link in the description of this video. There's like a 30-minute video. Just click the description of this video. But in case you don't believe me that Steven and I are meeting these amazing women on Instagram, I'll post some photos of Steven with the results of some gorgeous girls he's been getting. Again, all from Instagram, not from dating apps. And with full respect to Steven and myself, I put myself in this category as well. Neither of us are George Clooney, right? We're not Chads. We're very average looking guys, but because we look high status on social media, that doesn't matter. We don't have to be these perfect male model type guys, but that doesn't mean that you should neglect your looks, right? You should buy nice clothes that fit, aka get some Fresh and Fit merch. Shout out to my good friends, Fresh and Fit. Hit the gym, do a skincare routine, get a hair transplant. Like in my case, you can kind of see here, it's like, I don't know if you guys can tell in the video, it's a lot thinner. Here, the way it works is you get a hair transplant, it looks good, and then the hair all falls out and regrows in. I'm going through that stage where it's falling out, so it kind of maybe looks funny, but in 4 months, it'll look amazing. Just optimize your looks, grow a beard, all this stuff helps. Now, if you guys want to see a case study about how I got 11,000 beautiful women to interact with my content on Instagram for the price of about $10, my Instagram is redbeardrans1. There'll be a link in the description of this video. There's like a case study. Just click my story. I think it says IG case study. It's the first story highlight. Also, go to redbeardrans.net if you want to learn about how I build guys just like my buddy Steven a rockstar dating life, which I can do for you as well. And that's all. Peace.